Hey guys, Motivation Mondays again. I hope everyone's had an awesome weekend, long weekend to just relax and recharge, and hopefully everyone had an awesome time. This week here, I want to talk about something really cool, which sparked from a conversation I had with a friend the other day. And so he asked me, he said, well, Chili, how do I actually start to change my life? I've got my goals, but what now? And so I said to him, I said, look, what it really comes down to is your ability to start raising your standards for what you're willing to accept, and obviously just pushing out the things that you're not willing to accept anymore. And so, how do we do this? Well, I've got two things that I just want to share that hopefully just get us on track to raising our standards. So, first of all, you got to understand the first thing and most important thing, you have to understand that you are only competing with yourself. Okay, think about the perfect self that you can be and compete with that person. Don't compete with the person you are right now. Don't compete with, this is even worse, with some of the people that you are surrounded with, because they are not you. Too often I see this happen where people look at other people and say, oh, they've got this and they've got that. But you've got to realize that they don't have your skill, they don't have your talent, they don't have your ideals, your priorities. And that's the worst thing we could do if we compare our lives with someone else. And really what you're doing is just setting yourself up for failure. And the other thing you have to recognize is that you are that person for someone else, and it's a never-ending circle that just goes round and round and round. And so the first thing you got to do is you have to never compare yourself with others, only yourself. You got to be willing to look at yourself and say, okay, this is where I am now, but this is where I'm going to be, and raise your standards accordingly. Okay, number two, how do we raise our standards? Okay, and this is very important as well. Raising your standards is all about the little things, those little things, those tiny little things that if we do often and often and often enough, they become rituals in our lives. At work, it might be the business call that you're not doing, you're putting off. It might be the emails that you haven't written back to. It's the presentation that you haven't done yet. Like, I don't know what it is for you, but it's those little tiny things that we put off because it's not important to us at the time there. In your relationships, it might mean sending a good morning message to the person you love every single morning because you love them. It might mean calling more often to see how they are. It's the enthusiasm you show in that interaction, even when you're tired. The difference between people that are truly satisfied and someone who is not, in most cases, is the fact that that person who is satisfied knows that they've given 100%. They know that they've given everything they got. And so don't let these little small things slip between the cracks, because like I told you on my first video, okay, if you are not willing to work every day for whatever it is that you want, you can't get upset with the fact that you aren't going to get any closer to that goal. So what do? Once you've written down your goals, ask yourself this question: what standard do I have to raise in my life to get to where I want to be? Just on Friday, I had a realization that one of my standards needed to be raised in order to get to where I wanted to be, because I saw that I was setting myself up for something that I couldn't stand for. And I tell you, it's a hard decision sometimes. It's sometimes, you don't want to make it. Your instinct tells you something, but you know logically that you might have to do something else. And you just have to trust and trust and trust that raising your standard is only going to bring you satisfaction in the future. And it might be in a week, a month, a year, I don't know. So I challenge you to do this. I challenge you to think about your goals and write down what it is that you need to do to raise your standard to get to this goal here. And if you do that, I guarantee you're going to be more satisfied on a regular basis. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you like this video and hope you have an awesome week ahead. See you later.